everyone, I am Avima Upreti. I am an attorney practicing law in New York City since 2018. I am originally from Nepal. I came to United States 6 years ago from Nepal, leaving my very promising career in Nepal, but with strong determination that I will continue chasing my own profession here in the United States. So today I have a very interesting story to share with Dipika and Anuz in their popular podcast, At the End of the Day.
Avima, we are so glad, so excited to have you in our podcast.
And I am excited to be in your famous and popular podcast.
So a quick disclosure, Anuz, I and Avima, we are very close friends, and I feel so proud and happy and excited to be interviewing you for the fact that you have a very inspiring story.
Thank you so much, Dipika.
And we really want to hear that story, Avima. And so you came to Texas in 2013.
Yes.
I'm sure you didn't get into legal profession when you came here.
No.
So let's hear about those early struggles. Like, how did you cope up with American culture?
Starting with, I have a very promising career back home. I was working in a television. I worked in a national television for about 3 years, and I was also advocating in various projects about human rights, gender justice and all. Leaving everything and coming to United States as an immigrant, a young immigrant that have promising career back home, it was overwhelming in the initial days. To sink in the culture of United States, to understand the small details of this country, like to get sink in with the culture, to understand the language, to know the banking culture of this country, or to recognize the coins of this country, you know. So it was kind of difficult and also overwhelming when you think about what you left back home and what you're present in the country, because you're not going to get everything when you come in the initial days. It takes some time, so it was kind of overwhelming for me.
By the way, what was your first job in America?
Well, that's very interesting to share. Well, when I came here, I was determined that I'll continue chasing my dream. But when you come here, you're surrounded by people. Half of the people will say, oh, continue your dream, you can achieve it. A majority will say it might be difficult. You have to look into going to easy and financially viable career. But I was I know what I want, and I believed myself. So though these initial days were overwhelming, I planned for my one time frame, and I decided that I will give myself a full 5 years. In that 5 years, I'm gonna achieve what I want to achieve.
Okay.
Until then, to have my one mental peace and to be able to focus on present, I followed a mantra, one day at a time.
Okay.
Wow.
And every day is a learning opportunity to grow and to learn. So that helped me to survive my first job in Macy's.
Okay, you work for Macy's?
Yes, I worked as an associate, but I have to pick clothes from fitting room, have to fix those clothes, and I also worked as a cashier. But I took those opportunities as an opportunity to communicate with people, to understand the language, the accent they use. I took those days as a learning opportunity, and that mantra helped me to survive.
It is very interesting when you say that you made a 5-year plan to set your foot in the door in the legal career. At what point of time did you come across this idea?
Once I started, I migrated here, and after about 1 month, I was kind of overwhelmed. I was kind of depressed, thinking, oh, I left everything. My friends are doing good, and I am like nowhere here. I couldn't trace my legal career. I don't know. I don't have networks.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get into law school, how to get into my profession. I said, it might be quite overwhelming for me to think that I'll achieve everything next year. So I have to have a doable goal, I'm a young immigrant. I am by myself. So I have to set my one time frame. So I told 5 years should be good enough for me. Until then, I'll get education. I'll sink in the country. I'll get education, and I'll get a licensed attorney because I need to be financially strong too.
Right.
So that's how I planned for 5 years.
Right.
And then gradually, who did you reach out to, and what kind of organizations did you Google, or did you reach out to get into the right track for your legal career?
I figured out that in New York, it is quite possible for me to go to law school and get my license after 1 year of law school. So with a dream and a strong determination that I will get into legal career, I came to New York in summer of 2014. Right after 1 year, I migrated to United States.
And I still know when I met Avima, you didn't have any job in New York City, right?
Yes.
And how did you navigate your career coming to New York City?
The very skill or the very key which we call networking. That I learned that networking is very important when we're doing journalism. I think that's what we're taught, right? So I use that key. I try to meet and greet people in New York who are in legal profession.
Right.
Unfortunately, every meet and greet was not fruitful or was not helpful.
Right.
But whoever helped or whoever responded to me, these people helped me to be where I am today. Long story short, I ended up in a law firm, a very old law firm in Midtown Manhattan, Chetri & Associates, where I started my legal career as foreign associate, working as a paralegal moreover, and also I found my mentor, attorney Mr. Khagendra Karti Chetri, who helped me throughout my career or throughout my navigation to get admitted in United States as an attorney or in New York City as an attorney.
By the way, a short information to our audience about Khagendra Chetri. We also had Khagendra Chetri on our podcast. We'll link that link in the description below.
So you came to New York City and then you got your job in the legal sector in Chetri & Associates. What then after?
Well, I get into the law firm. It was a new opportunity, challenging too, because a practice here is completely different, but colleagues over there helped me to understand that. But up to when should I work as a paralegal? I should think about getting to law school.
And you went to Fordham University, right?
Yes.
And how was the experience like?
So initially when I was applying into law school, inside me, sometimes I used to feel, will I get admitted into the law school? It's so challenging. And when I get response from a couple of law schools, I was like, oh, I am capable. And then again, another important key is that I spoke with a couple of other seniors who went to law school who told me how to negotiate to get scholarship.
Interesting.
So that key helped me while going to Fordham Law School, that I openly asked for scholarship. I negotiated there as the key was given by my seniors. So
weren't you afraid that if they deny the scholarship, what would you do next?
My mentor, I'll try to take his name. His name is Sundar Khanal. He works for UN right now. He told me that don't get afraid. Once you are accepted, they will never say, even though you'll ask for scholarship or negotiate for scholarship, they're not going to take your seat because you're already accepted there, right? So you're just negotiating to get more scholarship. If they don't agree, they won't give you scholarship. You still can go to the school, so you don't have to fear. Don't fear to talk and ask, because in this country, if you ask, you'll get it. If you don't ask, you won't get it. So that was a mantra that made me like, oh, okay, I should follow him. And then I was not scared.
Yeah, you shouldn't be scared to ask for help, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, so after you graduated with your master's from Fordham University, I'm sure you prepared hard for your license exam for New York. And I've heard that it is one of the toughest exam in New York State. How did you prepare that exam?
Generally, preparing for bar exam, the prep courses are for 2 months, and they say 2 months is doable to sit for bar exam and prepare for bar exam. But for myself, I realized that 2 months is not enough because I just went to 1 year law school year. For me, I need more time, so I give myself 5 months. I locked down in a room for 5 months. I cut off from all social media, which is kind of very difficult. I was in complete isolation for pursuit of my goal, but going into isolation releases a lot of negative energy, because you don't talk with people, you don't see any updates, so you will sometimes lose your mental peace. And then I keep on saying this is temporary, but to control my mind was very difficult. So I need to study for 16 hours a day, just with books. I was talking with my family though, and stay focused. Keep on saying this is temporary, just for 5 months to achieve my goal. So 16 hours a day of study was possible, which I never did in my life.
Okay.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
That was possible at that time, and that was the toughest journey, but worth walking.
Yeah, you took the test and you passed the exam in one go.
Yes.
How does it feel, to work as an attorney, which you have always dreamed of coming to US?
Yeah, luckily, 5 years worked out. I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to have friends, to have mentors that helped me to achieve my goal in 5 years. Now again, after one of the attorney told me, going to law school, sitting for bar exam, and practicing law. These three are very different thing, Avima. And now I realize, yes, he was right. Because when you go to law school, you're not taught about all these practical skills that you have to show in the court, right? I got admitted. I was so proud. Now I have my license. I am an attorney in New York. But now what? You have to go to court.
Right.
You have to understand what judges are saying.
Right.
Have to represent your client in front of judge, in front of the court. There are different issues that come up, and you're a very new attorney. You don't know everything.
Right.
Because it's a learning process. We learn in our life. We don't know the very first day we start our career. I didn't know everything, but once you have to have that confidence to go to the court. I was kind of reluctant going to the court after I got my license to do this big trial. The first day I was super nervous, but I did it. And then so far it's been more than 1 year working as an attorney.
Right.
In New York City. I travel a couple of states too. I traveled, and then communicating with judges. When I started, I was kind of more nervous to talk. But these days, I know what to do. But again, various challenging issues come up. You have to keep communicating with your mentors, get help, and keep studying. And everything is doable,
Okay.
Even though you're immigrant, nothing is impossible. You can do it if you have strong determination. You can do it if you keep on believing yourself and keep following what you want to do, is what I believe.
So now we have come to the end of the podcast. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience for those young immigrants who want to pursue their dream even in America?
I would like to say, do whatever you want to do. Have a strong determination. And most important thing is have a very positive attitude, because positive attitude will help you to get confidence and to achieve what you want to achieve. That's the important key that you should have. And then you will succeed. And everything is doable, even you are immigrant in this country, believe me.
So Avima, if anybody wants to reach out to you for any career advice, what would be the best way to get in touch with you?
You can reach out at au at chhetrylaw.com.
Okay.
And if you are emailing Avima, make sure you mention at the end of the day in the subject title so that Avima knows where these emails are coming from.
Thank you so much for sharing your highly inspiring personal story.
Thank you so much, Dipika and Anuz, for counting me to be in your podcast, a very popular podcast. And you guys inspired me too, and your guest in the podcast inspired me too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if you want to listen and watch our previous episodes, go, log into podcast@theendoftheday.com.
Yes, on that note, it's time to say bye-bye. Take care, guys. And as Avima says, everything is possible.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, time to go. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Hi, guys. We have the 100th episode of our weekly podcast at the end of the day coming soon.
So, we would like to invite you to our 100th episode.
We would like to acknowledge you and celebrate all the amazing guests we had in our podcast.
So please send us your feedback.
Send us your feedback and wishes for us.
Text us, send us your audio feedback, video feedback, anything you want to say for our 100th episode.